Next up, Lily. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm leaving now. Is it okay to start? I'm leaving now. I'm one of the writers of the proposal for 6 pickleball courts at Miller when it's resurfaced this year. I play at Miller because it has a part sponsored drop-in play. Drop-in play is all about player equity. No matter who you are, how well you play, how poorly you play, you get equal playing time. That draws a lot of people. We don't have enough capacity. We wrote a proposal to get more capacity and sent it in. The Parks Department responded this week and expressed concerns about safety due to closer lines with more courts and possible inconvenience to tennis players due to having 2 sets of lines and user data from the reservation system. We wrote back today asking for clarifications on some points, possible solutions on others. The community centers have pickleball courts inside now, which are lined at the same distance apart or even closer than outside. They're also lined for 4 sports: basketball, volleyball, pickleball, and badminton. The players deal with it. They do play at separate times. And as for the reservation system, when you carve out the high school and summer camp tennis programs, Miller is effectively a pickleball facility. We're asking for sports equity. We would like to work with the city to come up with a way to maximize use of a scarce resource. 6 pickleball courts are needed. We would be honored if Miller was chosen to be the pilot for a denser configuration. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have Josh.
Yes.
I think Lake Kwame.
Lake Kwame.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Yash. I'm a resident in the Capitol Hill area. Today, I'm here to advocate for the expansion of the pickleball courts from 4 to 6. Unlike many others with me, I'm relatively new to the sport of pickleball. I was first introduced to pickleball at Miller Park, walking down 19th Ave. Near where I live, I saw a group of 30, 40 people playing this weird combination of tennis, badminton, ping pong, I don't know. And I just stumbled upon and started talking to some of the folks. The pickleball community is a very inclusive community. It comprises of different genders, age groups, and nationalities. When I started talking to some folks, they let me in paddle and started playing with them. And since that day, I haven't looked back. Earlier this year in February, NPR, the National Public Radio, dubbed pickleball the fastest growing sport in the USA, and you can see this uptake at Miller Park. Last week on Monday, we had about 50 people playing pickleball at 4 courts that occupy 16 people. And in the odd chance you have someone reserve a court, you're down to 12 or maybe 8 spots. And that can be quite frustrating for some of us. Some of us might even get deterred from playing on some of those days. Expanding to 6 courts and redoing the lines will benefit the community that surrounds Miller. While I'm disappointed to hear that the Seattle Park and Recreation Board has decided against expanding from 4 to 6, I hope you continue to reconsider your stance and reevaluate the usage of Miller courts to best fit the needs of the surrounding community. Thanks.
Thank you. Philip Anderson.
Good evening. Thank you for allowing us to speak. I'm a 76-year-old man who first started playing pickleball 2.5 years ago. I'm a cancer survivor, and I quickly got hooked on the sport. To me, pickleball is the only sport where I can walk onto the court alone, be welcomed into the group, immediately start playing the game, get a great workout, clear my mind, and have fun with total strangers. Miller's an incredibly welcoming place and I think very unique. On any given weekday morning I'll be rotating through games, 25 to 35 players. Playing with people of ages from 20 to 85, and playing with people of every ethnicity and sexual persuasion. We have players on our group who have had strokes, who have had arm amputations, who have had joint replacements, who have had heart attacks, and are cancer survivors. We represent what I would hope would be the personality of our city. Miller might be unique because we've become our own small community. We show up with leaf blowers, squeegees, towels, and brooms to clean up the court so that we can play. We raised $3,500 to purchase 2 semi-permanent nets, so we weren't dependent on someone coming in with their own net to play. So now we have 4 courts that always have a net there in place. Many of these players have become good friends and have been a great support for me, and that's why we're there to support each other when they're having times of trouble and when they've had successes. There's a reason pickleball has become the fastest growing sport in the United States, increasing by 38% per year to an estimated now 4.8 million players. National statistics determine that 70% of players are over 65 and a third are under 25. It's truly a sport for all. In my opinion, the government needs to represent all the people and adapt to society changes. It needs to recognize that the support will continue to grow and that it's the sport for an aging population that can no longer play other sports.
I'm gonna give you just a couple more seconds.
Oh, that's okay. Thank you very much for your time and your consideration.
Michelle Zhang?
Yeah, that's me.
Hi, everyone.
My name is Michelle Zhang. I recently moved to Seattle from Chicago about a year ago. So I didn't have many friends here. Like, it's pretty hard to make friends out here, especially with the Seattle freeze. I don't know if anyone knows that term. Maybe it says raining outside. I don't really know. But fortunately for me, I was really lucky to find a community here, like at the park and pickleball. It was as easy as buying paddles off Amazon after seeing it being played and just playing drop in. Yeah, the drop-in rotational system is, I think, very conducive to creating new friendships, and a single player like myself can join any time to tennis, so you actually have to find someone who's your level, someone who will show up at the same time and actually reserve a court. I do believe this game brings together people of diverse backgrounds, age groups, and career aspirations. One of the players is actually on cast Hamilton, who's like traveling, going to every city, but like you can't really make new friends if you have to leave every 2 weeks, right? I get to play a lot with people like Joni, Lily, Phil, even Yosh, like because I probably would have met them on a more regular basis, like, if I haven't played pickleball. And yeah, and in the evenings, like it's more of a social scene, like people bring bread, people bring chopsticks and drinks, and we make t-shirts, like just for the sport. People are very passionate about it, and yeah, so I know Yosh is very much into this, but yeah, usually sometimes 30 to 50 people come play, and if someone reserves like the tennis court, we all have to share 2 courts. And that means we can only get to play like maybe 2 times in the evening, which means there's more time to socialize, but it would be great to play the sport like we're all really passionate about. And yeah, we think, expanding from 4 to 6 would really foster this growing community and allow more locals and transplants to play and interact, and hopefully bridge some of the gap that people feel with Seattle freeze. And yeah, especially like after the COVID-19 pandemic, we've been indoors for so long, like pickleball's really a great way to get people out there. Otherwise, we wouldn't have. So yeah, thank you for your time and attention. Thanks for listening.
All right. Next up, Johnny Henry. Yeah.
Could you guys speak with the difference?
I think they all have this.
I'll be referring to that, so it would be helpful if you had it. Thank you. My name is Johnny Henry. I'm 80 years old, and I've played pickleball for many years at Miller. Our request is simple. When the Parks Department resurfaces and restripes the courts at Miller, we request that we restripe 4 pickleball courts on Court B and 2 pickleball courts on Court A as depicted in Exhibit A that you have, which is part of our plan. It is an accurate measured drawing of Miller tennis courts. Exhibit C, the next thing you have, prepared by the Parks Department to illustrate that our proposal would not work is a generic drawing and does not reflect the existing situation at Miller and is not relevant. SBR has denied our request, and let me paraphrase the primary reason. Due to asymmetrical layout, which will make courts less playable for tennis and also pickleball. Please refer to the picture in your packet of Farmer Park in Santa Cruz, California, built 4 years ago with 4 pickleball courts on 1 tennis court. The president of the Santa Cruz Pickleball Club stated that there are no such problems and that both pickleball and tennis players are able to use the court. As for reservations, the reality of tennis reservations are as follows during the last 6 months, for which we have reservation data, which is the first 6 months of 2021. The Miller courts were reserved by school tennis teams for 2 hours a day from beginning of March until mid-June. Outside of school use, each Miller tennis court was reserved by tennis players an average of 15 minutes a day. This is not heavy tennis use. The heavy tennis use is pickleball. So SPR, let's get in the game. There's no legitimate reason for not putting 6 pickleball courts at Miller. Let's meet and let's catch up with what's going on in the rest of the country. Thank you very much.